Over to you, ma'am.
Good evening, everybody.
Good
It's
evening.
my pleasure to
Good
be
evening.
back with you. It's my pleasure to be back with you on behalf of Dr. Kalam International Foundation and IAFQE, International Association for Quality Education, Sri Lanka. And it's a collaboration between these two eminent organizations which brings you this excellent and once in a lifetime conference on international conference on quality education about to be held in New Delhi. And this particular activity is a series of pre-conference activities that we are organizing for the entire South Asian community. So being the global citizens, we are all committed for knowledge sharing. And for the educator community, lesson planning and innovative lesson planning for that is a most valuable resource that we can share. So continuing in our series of sharing sharing the innovative lesson plans as a part of this international conference, I continue the series with our eminent panel of jury and our selected shortlisted educationists who have taken part in this contest for innovative lesson planning. And I would like to first begin with introducing our jury members. And I welcome Dr. Rashmi Tyagi once again.
Very much.
Namaskar, ma'am. I welcome Dr. Rashmi Tyagi, who is an eminent educationist and our very valuable patron, who has taken time out to supervise and oversee this entire series of lesson plans and give her valuable feedback to our educationists, which is a valuable resource in itself, getting feedback from her. So thank you, Rashmi ma'am, for being here. I would also welcome Prerna Chauhan ma'am, who is a very, very eminent educationist and very dynamic principal in Delhi, whose efforts at incorporating all the dynamic pedagogies of the 21st century are absolutely amazing. The way that she has incorporated all these different types of pedagogies and all the dynamic systems in her educational domain. And she is spearheading research methodology incorporation also with Dr. Kalam International Foundation. And I deeply revere her, and we are honored to have her with us today. Welcome, Prerna ma'am.
Thank you so much, Shweta ma'am. And it's my honor to be present on such a wonderful platform. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, both jury members. And so jumping in the session for today, let me first call in the first participant candidate who is going to present her lesson plan. And she is from Dubai. Ms. Shabista Firdaus from Indian Academy, Dubai, I would welcome you here on stage and hand over the screen to you, the virtual stage to you.
Good evening, ma'am. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. I'm here to represent my lesson plan. Can I share my screen?
Yes, ma'am, you can.
Okay. Sure. Before I start my lesson plan presentation, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Shabista Firdaus. I'm a kindergarten teacher, and my subject, what I am taking today, is science, and topic is sense of smell. As I we are dealing with kindergarten children, so we don't start our lesson directly. We have some fun activity or some action song. Before I start my lesson, these are the skills what are included in my lesson plan, like critical thinking, collaboration, and communication. SDG goals, good health and well-being. And type of learner, kinesthetic, visual, auditory, and intrapersonal. And here we start our class or our lesson with an action song. If you find the audio very loud or low, you can tell me. If you want to join me with this action song, you can join. Is it audible?
Start. Open, shut them. Open, shut them. Open, shut them. Give a little clap, clap, clap. Open, shut them. Open, shut them. Open, shut them. Give a little snap, snap, snap. Open, shut them. Open, shut them. Open, shut them. Put them on your lap, lap, lap. Now it's time to remind you the rules of the classroom. First rule is eyes on speaker. Listen carefully. Be attentive. Raise your hand to answer the question and wait for your turn. So are you ready?
Before we start our main lesson, we always start our lesson, but we do the recap, what we have learned last week. The teacher will ask the student. She will call one student because in kindergarten, we encourage always student participant. Then participation is very important in our kindergarten. So we call one of the students. He will come in front and he will tell us what we have learned today. So when he tells us what we have learned today, then we'll have a quick recap. So this is a video for the previous lesson we have done. And we always encourage students to join along. So I will call the student. Everybody stand in place and join Mr. Jack Hartman and sing a song.
I've got five senses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got five senses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sight, sound, smell, taste and touch. My 5 senses help me so much. With my eyes, I can see a friendly smile or a bird up a tree. With my ears, I can hear my teacher talk to me or cheerleaders cheer. With my nose, I can smell something nice like a flower or yucky, I can tell. With my tongue, I can taste sweet and smooth ice cream or my striped toothpaste. With my hands, I can touch, feel the fur on a dog or a rock hard and rough. I've got five senses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got five senses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sight, sound, smell, taste and touch. My 5 senses help me so much. My eyes, ears, nose, tongue and hands help me every day. My eyes, ears, nose, tongue and hands send lots of information to my brain. I've got five senses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got five senses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch.
So after the recap, we will ask the students, please sit on in your place, because small children tend to get distracted or unattentive. So we always, time to time, we tell them to sit properly, like, because this is a mat time, they all are sitting on the mat. So everybody, we ask the children, everybody close your arm and cross your leg and sit straight, eyes on the speaker, and listen to teacher. Then it's time to start a new lesson. So children, we have learned last lesson we learned about the names of 5 senses. Now it's time to learn something new. Teacher will ask the student, close your eyes, sit straight. When children are closing their eyes, teacher will peel an orange. Then she will ask the students, did you smell something different? Then children will say something. They will say any name. Maybe they can say the correct name or wrong name. Then she will ask, can you smell something? What is this smell of? Which sense organ do you use to smell? Then children will answer, and she will give a reward by giving them star sticker, because this is very important in kindergarten. They need motivation time to time. So we always give them a sticker if they say the answer correctly. Or we give them a big hand or thumbs up. After this, so now you know what is the topic for the today. Topic is sense of smell. And our objective is, she will call one student and he will read the objective to identify different smells and recall the related items. After the little introduction, she will take the lesson further. She will call few students and give some more items to smell, like garlic, rose, flower, and mint leaves. She will also allow the whole class to pass the mint leaves, and they will all allow to smell it and identify the smell of the mint. This activity it will be done blindfolded, or they will simply close their eyes. Now teacher will ask them, which sense organ do you use to smell? They will say nose. Then she will show a video. Do you want to know how our nose helps us to smell? So she will show a small video.
Hi, Odie! Did you bake some cookies? Yummy! They smell delicious! But wait! Something else smells really bad! Ew! The pile of compost stinks! Odie, have you ever wondered how we are able to sense all these different smells? Let's find out how we are able to smell! Objects all around us have smelly molecules. And our nose is able to sense about 10,000 different smells. Our nose has 2 nostrils. And behind the nostrils are open spaces called nasal cavities. When we inhale, the air and smelly molecules travel up our nasal cavity. The tissue on the top area of the nasal cavity is filled with millions of tiny cell receptors called olfactory receptors. When the air and smelly molecules land on the olfactory receptors, The olfactory receptors and smelly molecules bind together. The olfactory receptors then send signals to our brain. Our brain sorts out the information and tells us what we are smelling. Our nose also helps us sniff out danger. Bad smells stop us from eating rotten food. And the smell of smoke warns us that something is burning. Wow, Odie! Our nose is so amazing! Odie.
So you learned how our nose helps us to smell. It has two nostril and nasal cavity. Then the smell goes through the nasal cavity, and there are olfactory receptors who send the information to brain, and the brain tells us what is this smell of, it is bad or it is good. Now today we have very interesting activity. So we will explore more different smell and find out the item. So there are some more activities on your table. Before you go to your table, let me explain you what are the activities. In kindergarten, we always divide our class in 3 groups, like according to the abilities of children, like high achiever and medium achiever or low achiever. So in my lesson plan, I divide the activities according to the groups. Group number 1 is a high achiever. So they will do the activity individually. And activity is student will smell and explore given items and guess the ingredients or item, and they will write the correct answer in given worksheet. Group number 2, medium achiever, students will do pair activity. They will make 2 pair, and each student will get the chance to smell the given items and write the answer in a given sheet. Group number 3 will do the group activity. All students will be given some item and they will guess the smell, and they will circle the name in a given chart. So group number 1 or a high achiever will do the activity individually. Group number 2 sometimes they need little guidance. And group number 3, it will be done under the supervision of a teacher. So before they go to the table, teacher always explain them how to go to the table, because class should not be indisciplined. So she will tell the children, go to your table softly, sit, and first write your name and date in your given worksheet. Then you have to do the activity. You can talk to your friend, you can discuss with your friend, you can interact with your friend, but softly. Volume always be low. So then she will allow the children to go to their respective table. And activities are kept ready on the table. Like this is the item teacher will kept, like item number 1, it will be labeled only item number 1. Inside the box they cannot see. Clove, item number 2, mint leaves, item number 3, vinegar, and item number 4, pineapple. These are the items will be kept on the table in a closed box. The label will item number 1, item number 2, item number 3, and item number 4. Children will do this activity blindfolded, or they will close their eyes and do the activity. This is the worksheet will be done by the group number 1. They will identify the name and they will write in the given boxes. Item number 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. This activity will be done, this worksheet will be done by the group number 2, pair activity, but they will get the worksheet individually. They will discuss and they will help each other, but they will have separate worksheet. They will identify the item and they will for their help with the spelling. So there is a word box given. They will take the help of the word box and they will write the name. Group number 3 will do the activity together with the help of teacher. They all will discuss together, they all will interact together, help each other, and they will only circle the correct name in a big given chart. After the activity is done, teacher will call all the students on the mat. First, she will give the chance them to settle. She will give them instruction, please be seated in your place, cross your leg, fold your arm, sit straight. And she will ask, did you like the activity? And she will give a, okay, you enjoyed the activity. Now I want you to close your eyes, sit straight. Before doing this activity, she will provide them an index card. She will tell the children, I will provide you index card and a pencil. You all like to draw. So but first you have to keep your index card and pencil in front of you. Don't touch it. First sit straight, cross your leg and fold your arms. Then she will secretly put a perfume or spray and she will ask the students, can you guess the smell of the flower I just spray? If you can guess, don't talk. Silently draw the flower in a given index card. So she will allow the children to draw the flower. But while they are doing this activity, the whole class, she will also maintaining a checklist. For each child we are maintaining a checklist. And we are also maintaining an anecdote. If some child says something out of the box, some interesting thing, then she will note it down. Both the process are going on throughout the lesson. So this is the part of an assessment. After the assessment, so this is the learning outcomes. Students were able to identify different smells and could recall the related objects. After this is done, she will ask the students, did you enjoy the lesson today? Did you like the activity done? So, but what did you learn today? And what is the takeaway of lesson? You know, today you smell different items. Some smells, did you notice some smells are good and some smells are bad? But you know, good smells are can be taken like a therapy. There is therapy called aromatherapy. Aroma means fragrance, means good smell. The good smells are like a therapy. It can treat many health issues, like it can relieve you from headache. It can treat your insomnia. Insomnia means lack of sleep. Some people are not able to sleep properly, so they can have this aromatherapy. It will help them. And as well as like good smells are used as a therapy, same way, bad smells are not good for us. If good smells are having some health benefits, same way, other way, bad smells can make us sick. If you smell something bad, you can feel nausea. It can cause nausea or headache, or even you can vomit. You can feel vomiting if you smell something bad. So what is the lesson you have learned today? This is like you should keep the environment clean and fresh. Don't litter your outside your road, outside your home, and any place you should not litter. Always keep the dustbin or garbage closed. So you should keep the environment clean and fresh. Now, we have wonderful lesson today in the class, in the school. But you can have a fun at home as well. There's a research work for you. You will go to your kitchen, you explore your kitchen, take the help of your mom and take different spices she's using in the kitchen. You take ask her to give you different spices. You can take a smell of spices. You can differentiate between different smell. You have to note it down. What is this smell of? Which spice is this? Either you can draw, or if you cannot draw, you can take a picture of this and paste it in a small booklet. You have to make a small booklet. You will name the spices, or you will draw the spices. This is your research work. Hope you will enjoy your research work. So my lesson, subject enrichment is like it has hands-on activities, exploration, real-life application, and art integration. Thank you, everyone, for giving your precious time and paying attention and giving me this wonderful chance to present my lesson in such a big platform. I would like to thank DKIF team for giving me this wonderful opportunity to present the lesson plan. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am.
It's
a pleasure for us too.
Yes, thank you, ma'am.
I would now request our esteemed jury members to please come in and give their feedback. Dr. Rashmi Tyagi, please.
Sweta ma'am, before that, I would like to say and request presenters, the teachers, not to exceed 15 to 20 minutes. So, because today only 2 we have the teachers to present, it will be a problem when we have 3. So, my request from all of you.
If Dr. Rashmi Tyagi could give her feedback, please, to the presented lesson plan. It's great when we have early childhood incorporated, because it's a charm in itself, and one of the most important aspects of education. If Dr. Rashmi Tyagi is available right now.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
And I have enjoyed this.
Thank you, ma'am.
About the census, the lesson. And I recall that I was the principal at Arya Gurukul Kalyan in Mumbai. That time, our primary and pre-primary teachers, they have, taught this lesson, and the same way, the way you have done it. But we have done an exhibition that day, and we have invited the parents. So whatever you people have done with children, the parents came with their wards, and they started doing that. And the smell, so we had taken the small bowls and we have covered it with a thin paper, and then they could, smell and tell. The parents, they had to smell and tell whether it is a clove, whether it is a cinnamon, or it might be vinegar. So that way, they have enjoyed with the children, that we ask the students and parents to recognize and hear different instruments, and even the, just barking of the dog, or maybe it is a lion's roar, or maybe chirping of the birds. So that way, the sense of, smell and the hearing and touch also. So as you have put here, the black cloth, the same way we had done for them. And then they were touching certain things and they were telling that what is this. So that way we had done this in a very good way. And now I want to integrate it with the 10th and 12th standard students' chemistry. Practical examination is there of 20 marks in the practical for the chemistry in the boards also. All of you know that. Maybe your children have done that. So I just called them at my home as a coaching class. And then I said that if you want to know alcohol, and if your father is having that in his cupboard, then that is the alcohol. The simple drinks they might be taking, that is the alcohol. And then I said, okay, you know your mother's dressing table. So for the acetone, the nail polish remover is there. So that way, because they have to find out in the exam and tell, and they get maybe 4 marks or 2 marks for recognizing. So with the smell, with the taste, and then vinegar. Then I told them, in your mother's kitchen, you are having vinegar. So that way I integrated it. And it was, it is really good lesson which you have presented. Only I have given you some more ideas. And this is really good. And
Thank
then
you, ma'am.
Yes.
I would
Thank you.
like to know the whatever idea you told. It's going to
Madam
be
will
very
add now. Madam will
Thank
add.
you, ma'am.
Prerna madam. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
I would now request Prerna ma'am to please come in with her feedback.
Sebastian, for those, you have given the wonderful lesson plan over here.
Thank you, ma'am.
And brilliant thing is that you have touched the research work which we want in DKIF, that from the beginning the children should come into the research field. So you have incorporated in your lesson plan. That is remarkable. From the beginning of the education, you have started that journey, so they will understand the importance of research work, how they have to observe their surroundings, and how they have to take further learning. One thing I would like to suggest to you over here, when we start our lesson plan, first we have to make our intended learning outcome before the
Yes.
starting of the session, lesson plan, not at the second last or the third last, because this is the first stage of teaching learning cycle, that first
Yes,
you
ma'am.
have to prepare the intended lesson plan, then you have to decide the pedagogy, what you want to take that learning outcome from the children. So
Yes.
like you have incorporated the playway method, that is very good to achieve the learning outcome, and then the assessment you have done wonderfully without the pressure of the assessment you have done, and the reflection part was also there. Thank you so much for giving wonderful lesson plan.
Thank you, ma'am, for the feedback and for your suggestion.
That was a great one. And with this, we come to the second participant for today. And I welcome Mr. Vikas Singh Bangla, who is from Delhi. I invite you to present your lesson plan now. Vikas, sir.
अब घर पे जो करना है सविता.
Hello. Am I audible, ma'am?
You're audible, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. Good evening to all the dignitaries present over here and all the attendees. Like all of you are teachers, so it is my utmost, you can say, one of the greatest moment that I am in front of such like great audience delivering my lesson plan. Before starting off, I would really like to thank DKIF for giving us this platform, and along with DKIF, I would really like to thank International Association for Quality Education, and so I would take permission from the jury members, respected jury members. Shall I start?
Yes, please go ahead.
Thank you, ma'am. So good evening once again. This is me, Vikas, delivering a lesson plan on one of the chapters that is there in the physics of class 10th. Now I know like this particular platform is like so holistic and filled with so many teachers from different backgrounds. But before starting off with my lesson plan, I have two very small questions for you. Just tell me, first one is, what do you think? What could be a price simple microscope, or I would say not microscope, magnifying glass? What could be the price of a simple magnifying glass? Any rough idea you can give me in the chat box? I can see 30, 100. So basically, if I would tell you, a simple magnifying glass is nothing but simply a set of, or you can say a convex lens, which actually you can purchase if you are purchasing in a bulk amount. So you can even purchase it at a cost of 15 to 20 rupees. So those who are writing like 100, 200, or maybe more than that, so for them, I guess this would be something different to know. So this is something which we generally try to inculcate in our students, that the things that you are seeing in your day-to-day life, they're nothing but a simple scientific tool that you can actually get in a very limited amount. Apart from that, there is one more question that I was having for you. It is actually like if I would ask you, in how much amount can you get a compound microscope, and obviously the microscope that you use in order to see the leaf structures or the internal parts of something. So how much amount can you guess it? Just a rough estimation. Okay, I can see 10,000 has come, 3,000. Great. So I can actually sense that, yeah, not sure, no issues. So I can actually sense that the price would be too high as far as the microscope is concerned. So I'll tell you the answer of this particular question in one of the segment that I'll be going to see or show you. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is me, Vikas, from Ganga International School, Sauda, Delhi, a physics teacher over there. So presenting my lesson plan, which names enlightening perspectives, exploring the phenomenon of light. So this lesson plan is actually related to class 10 science chapter, which is light, reflection and refraction. So me myself is a product of Central Institute of Education. So whatever I've learned in my BEd, Bachelor in Education, that I'm going to show you here in my lesson plan. So this I have already told you. The name of the chapter is light, and the number of weight that it actually requires, it is 5. So what all pedagogical methodologies I am going to use in this chapter while delivering this chapter are these heuristics. So I'm going to use my students' past experiences in order to teach them better this chapter. I'm going to use inquiry based, which all of us uses. Experiential method, obviously a very key tool while teaching any science topic or nowadays any topic in general. Socratic method, we'll be using it, we'll be using that as well. And we'll also use some of the ICT tools, information communication technology tools. So what is the targeted SDG? So as of now, like with every topic that we cater, we try to accomplish these SDG goals as given by UN. But in this particular chapter, we are actually targeting the SDG 7, which is affordable and clean energy, which actually comes under this broader domain called light and like these solar things. So as of now, like where we have reached, so the movement have started like a long ago, and now we are just reaching to our close mark, in which we will have affordable and clean energy worldwide, not just in a single country, not just in a single state, but worldwide. There is one anecdote that I would like to give you, that in the year 2015, the like UN has designated that year as International Year of Light. Like the previous year as has been dedicated as International Year of Millets. Similarly, 2015 we have celebrated International Year of Light as well. Moving onward, So what are the objectives of this lesson plan? So we'll try to understand the properties and behavior of light, including reflection, refraction, and dispersion. We'll explore the significance of light in the context of sustainable development goal number 7, obviously. We'll develop 21st century skills like critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication. We'll also try to integrate art into the learning to enhance creativity and aesthetic appreciation, because sometimes like people generally assume that we science people are so practical and less emotional, but we actually are emotional, and we are trying to encompass the same thing in our students so that our 21st century generation would become equally emotional, equally practical, and equally sustainable. Okay, fine. Then we will also try to implement this team, that is science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, in order to promote interdisciplinary connections between the different subjects. What are the learning outcomes? So learning outcomes, we will see there like 3 types of learning outcomes, which for which there is an acronym called CAP. So C means cognitive learning outcomes. So all the learning outcomes that related to our brain, will call them cognitive learning outcomes. So students will demonstrate an understanding of the properties and behaviors of light, including reflection, and dispersion. Students will analyze the impact of light related technologies, while we will also achieve thus SDG 7. Students will apply principles of science and tech, or you can also call STEAM. Students will evaluate the benefits and challenges of renewable resources, and students will demonstrate proficiency in applying revised Bloom's taxonomy. There is a very important thing. I hope if you can all can see: demonstrate, analyze, apply, evaluate, and then basically this demonstrate means demonstrating proficiency means synthesizing something. So we have actually used the revised Bloom's taxonomy given by Alexander Bloom's. Okay, Alexander Bloom actually gave the Bloom's taxonomy, and there two of his students actually revised the Bloom's taxonomy in a more better way. So earlier the Bloom's taxonomy was in a noun form, but like the educationist provided it in a like verbal form, so that learning this time only not only is a noun, but we are actually doing it, so it has become a verb. Next comes the effective learning outcomes, where we actually feel something which is like related to our emotional level, cognitive level, and then there is this emotional level where the student will develop an appreciation for the aesthetic qualities of light. Okay, light has a very aesthetic sense, as well as there is a very dark history of light. So earlier light used to be considered as a particle, then comes later year, for hundreds of years the light was to be considered as a wave, and then Einstein came and changed the whole picture, and nowadays light is considered as particle as well as wave. So you can see like for almost 400 years light the, like you can say, the existence of light was in a state of array. We do not know like what is light actually. So yeah, student will also exhibit a sense of responsibility towards sustainable practices and consider their role as agents. Then there is the psychomotor learning outcomes. So psychomotor actually means when we are combining our like mental ability and our like hands movement or feet movement or whatever we can do using hands-on practices, we actually call it psychomotor learning outcomes. Psycho means mind related, and motor means hands and body related. So basically students will be able to demonstrate proficiency in conducting experiments in all these things. Okay, there is a very famous experiment of glass slab, where we show how a light is moving into the glass slab. Then there is an experiment of prism, where light actually moves through a prism and disperses into 7 colors, which we also known as Vibgyor or rainbow basically. Okay, students will apply engineering and design skills to prototype solar power devices. We are actually trying onto it. And then students will also utilize technological tools such as cameras and smartphones to capture and manipulate light for artistic purposes. Okay. What will be the skill set development of the students using this lesson plan. So basically, students will develop critical thinking skills like problem solving, practical skills in constructing mirrors, lenses, microscopes, telescopes, and creativity in designing sustainable infrastructure solutions. Basically, it is the engineering part. Then there is a pre-class assignment where I will give them the video, because nowadays we are actually operating totally online plus offline. So we do have a group. So in that group, I'll share with them the video and I'll ask them to watch it before coming to the class. They'll watch it. I am not opening the video because it would take more time. The video is all about the chapter. Okay, it is in an animated form. If I would show you it, you will see the animation of the light and everything into that video. Then there is this reading assignment where they can actually go and check the hand written notes of the chapter, and whatever they could learn by reading that, they can have a pre-knowledge, or you can say the preconceived knowledge after getting into this assignment as well as the learning video. So I'm actually using the flipped classroom where we actually give them a task beforehand and then we'll get about the chapter while they come in the class. So in class activities, man, so I have actually parted it into 5 days. So the day one will be for remembering and understanding the Bloom's taxonomy first thing or first parameter. So in this, we will first use first 10 minutes for the flipped classroom activity where they will review, the students will review the pre-recorded video at their own pace. So we know there are so many types of learners in the class. And then there will be some hands-on experience experiments where I will give them certain things like I'll give them slab, I'll give them mirrors, I'll give them small things, tools to just see. I have even given them a spoon where they can see one side they are seeing their faces in a erected form, and the other side it is coming in an inverted form. So using this, I will get on to the chapter. So there will be some art integration as well. So students will explore the art of light photography and create their own light inspired artworks using smartphones and cameras that I will give them. Okay. Then there is a homework assignment for the same day. So they will review the notes of the today's experiments, and then they will research on one of the light technology for that, so that it could align with the SDG number 7. And they will even prepare a small summary of findings so that they could share it in the class to the very next day. Okay. So second day comes and it is about applying and analyzing. So in this first 20 minutes, I have dedicated to class discussion. So using the Socratic method, we will have a discussion on the impact of light related technologies and SDG 7, how to achieve SDG 7. I will also encourage students to critically analyze the benefits and challenges of renewable energy sources. Then there will be some STEAM activity where they will try and design a prototype, a solar powered device. So we have actually designed it. We have actually designed a solar water purifier. Right now, I'm just having a picture of one of the thing. So the question that I asked you in the beginning, like that, in how much cost you can have a compound microscope. So you all have given me 3,000, ranges from 3,000 to 10,000 and maybe more than that. But actually, our students have made it possible in, I would say, less than 100 rupee. So they have actually constructed a very good and very effective and very efficient, you can say, using waste materials, a compound microscope entirely of waste material. So this is the picture. As you can see, in the mid of this is the compound microscope that they have made. So it is entirely made up of waste, and we have just invested in the lenses, and those lenses are also, like, if I would say, those lenses we have got it from the school scrap only, because we know every year we change the microscopes, and so the previous lenses and previous small eyepieces, we actually kept them and we use lens solution and we actually clean them and we used it over here and we actually tested it, and it was a very great learning for the students as well as for me as a teacher as well. So so this is something which we did using the waste. So next is the home assignment on the this day's activity. So they'll reflect on the today's class, on how we can achieve SDG 7 and consider how they can contribute to the sustainable energy practices. They'll brainstorm the ideas, even like they'll make it even faster or even cheaper or even affordable for the people around. Actually, we actually are working on this. So those schools which or those students which cannot afford the hands-on activity using microscopes, so we are actually working upon it, so we can provide them this kind of thing at a very cheaper rate. So yeah, this is something which I would like to share. Then there is the day 3, which is all about evaluating and creating. Here we'll actually use the Bloom's taxonomy activity. So we'll provide them the range of activities catering to the different cognitive levels, such as creating concept maps. I personally have done it, and this is a very brilliant activity. Like it not only excites me, but excites the learners also. Then there will be we'll also try to
How is the business going on? बहुत बढ़िया सभी लोग इतना ध्यान रख रहे हैं
Pratibha ma'am, if you could mute.
Thank you, ma'am. So including learning stations here we'll set up few learning stations so that we can also accommodate the 7 types of learners that we actually have around us, so that the class would become inclusive as well. Every type of learner can get to know about.
अच्छी जगह है
Yeah. Okay. So the next thing is the homework assignment for the day, this day. So they'll choose one activity from the today's revised Bloom's taxonomy menu, and so which they couldn't complete in the class. So they'll complete it independently. They can have my help as well, because again the ICT use will come into place over here. Then they'll think about. I'll also ask them to think about your preferred learning style and come back to me, and I'll use that, because I myself as a teacher also want some challenges. So obviously the content is not a challenge for me. I have done it quite a lot many times, but the learning style that they want me to teach in would be a big challenge, can be a challenge, and can be a healthy challenge for me as well. So I'll ask them in what way you want to get taught this particular topic or this particular chapter. Then there is this reflecting in the day 4. So here we'll again come back to the flipped classroom review, because that video was like having the whole chapter. So we'll again revisit the key concepts of the light by revisiting that pre-recorded video. Then there will be a peer feedback session where they will in pairs they will exchange feedback, and they will ask each other about what they have made, what they have learned from this chapter. So it's kind of a discussion, reflection of discussion kind of thing will be going on. So then again the homework will be rewatched. If you didn't get anything or you didn't understand, then come back and again ask me, review the feedback, what your friends have given you, what your peer have given you. Okay. Then the last day, which is day 5, applying and synthesizing something out of the knowledge that we were doing for the past 4 days. So presentation preparation, I'll tell them how to prepare the presentation, how to highlight the scientific principles behind the designs, whatever solar powered prototypes they have made or something related to light they have made. So presentation, then we will reflect upon the presentation, small reflection session we will have, where we will take the Q&A of the like the prototype that they have made. Is it efficient? Will it cater to the maximum number of people? Like what all things, what all cause and effect that it will have, what all concerns it can impact or it can raise again. Okay, so this is something which we will do on the day 5. And then the homework assignment, that whatever they have presented today, or if they haven't, so they can practice it and come back again on the on another day and ask me. And they can also reflect on the learning journey throughout the chapter, throughout the unit of light. So like assessment is also a very important part. Talking about the assessment, there are 2 types of assessment that I am going to cater in this particular chapter. It is actually for learning, and then there will be off learning. So the ongoing formative assessment, which will include observation, group discussion, self-assessment checklist, so to monitor students' progress. Here, I'm not going to use any kind of parameters. So I'm not going to portray any kind of marks like you are first, you are second. I'm not going to do that, because it is purely based upon assessment for learning. So assessment of learning I have to do it, because at the end of the day, somebody has done a better hard work than others. So I actually personally, as a firm believer, that there should be a collaboration and cohesion of both formative and summative assessment. So here we will have a return test of the students, so that they could understand it more better, because they are going to give so many technical tests throughout their lives. So it is very important for them to critically analyze their own knowledge of concepts of the things that they have just learned. Okay, so at last, I would only say I'll conclude my lesson by emphasizing the interconnectedness of science, art, and sustainability, and encouraging students to explore these themes in their academic and personal pursuits. Thank you so much. This was me, Vikas, and hail science and hail everything. Now I am open to questions, and thank you so much once again.
Thank you so much, Vikas, sir. That was a very animated presentation. Loved it. And I would request the jury members to come in now with their feedbacks. Dr. Rashmi Tyagi, please.
It was a very good topic, and you tried your best to present whatever, 21st century NEP and anything allows it. But still, something more you can add it. You have done it very well. You can add more, which I have done. And then I will take you back into the 14th and 15th century. Leonardo da Vinci. He was a multidisciplinary person, because we talk of the steam, we talk of the Bloom's taxonomy, then there should be a creativity. And when the steam is there, science, technology, arts, and all these things have to be there. So have you done that? You have done more of the science and the discussions and the models. So why we should not take our students to the, near the sea, at the time of sunset, at this time of sunrise? So I have taken our students to seaside, because we are in Mumbai and the sun was setting and even the boats were there. So when the sun is setting, why we see the red color, why we see the yellow color? So that is the dispersion of light, because you have mentioned three things: reflection, refraction, and dispersion. So when the boats were there, easily the shadow of the boat, it was seen in the water. And even if you take them somewhere at the daytime also, near the water in a lake, then the reflection of the trees, they are there. So I told them that, why don't you make a painting of sunset? Because it is going to be a creativity. So I have taken my art teacher also into this. So all the students, they have painted the sunset in their own colors, and even the sunrise, because both of them are having different colors, and they have shown the reflection also. And then I told my music teacher, why you are behind? Why don't you come? And why don't you ask them to make the poetries? Kahin dur jab din dhal jaye. ये गाना आप सबने सुना होगा. तो वो गाना हमने उनको सुनाया उसके साथ. मेरे पास वीडियो भी है, मैं अगर दिखा सकी तो आपको दिखाऊंगी. तो इस तरह से हमने उसका म्यूजिक इंटीग्रेशन किया, हमने आर्ट इंटीग्रेशन किया, रिफ्लेक्शन दिखाया उनको. आई एम सॉरी, आई शुड टॉक इन इंग्लिश. वी हैड शोन देम रिफ्लेक्शन and we had shown them the dispersion. And for showing the dispersion at the rainy day also, you can show them, ask them, why at the sunset red color only? What is the frequency of the red color? So these kind of research-based, inquiry-based questions you should ask. So that way, and in the morning we have taken them for the Surya Namaskar. So we had, integrated yoga also, because in the morning, we call it Usha Kal. In the morning, it is a pink light. When the first ray of the sun comes, it is the pink light. So that way, and third is the refraction. So for that, Mirage, the movie, you can see that in the desert, the refraction is taken place, and then mirage is seen. So that way, I think all these three we can see, and then I'll see if I can start the video, and if you people can see. Can you see? Painting, can you see the painting? Little bit of painting you can see. And the reflection and the music. So, okay. So the different types of, light things, whatever concept are there, we can steam it, and then Bloom's taxonomy, that is the creativity is taking place, and then evaluation also. Because what phenomena is taking place? Thank you very much.
Thank
Taking so much of time. Sorry for that.
you so much. Pratibha ma'am requested to mute. That was a great multidisciplinary twist to the entire thing, entire lesson plan. Thank you, Rashmi Tyagi ma'am. And I would request Prerna ma'am now to come in with her feedback, please.
Yeah, Rashmi ma'am, you have explained it, how we can integrate the different art subject with the science. It was wonderful explanation, ma'am. And the teachers present over this platform, they will get the benefit of it, how we can integrate with the art, with the yoga, with the physical education subject to their own subject. They will get an idea. Mr. Vikas, you have done a wonderful job. And the good thing is that you have touched all the learning domains of higher learning levels of all the domains, cognitive domains, if we talk about the affective domain and the psychomotor domain. So you have incorporated all these things, and here you have included the SDG goal 7. So when we talk about the 7 C's, the competencies, so you have covered the citizenship and the character. Because when we talk about the student, we have to prepare the student as a citizen of a state or a nation. We have to keep in mind that we are preparing the children as a global citizen. So in your lesson plan, we can see very well, and you have keep in mind that all learners are involved in your lesson plan, and you involve the children also to make the lesson plan with which pace they want to learn and how they have learned. It was wonderful presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Prerna ma'am. What a fantastic jury we have to add on to every lesson plan in an absolutely incredible way and give such valuable feedbacks that can benefit all the participants present here, as well as when this is streamed. All the South Asian educators who are able to hear this get so much value from all these resources. It's so incredible. Now I would request our Sri Lankan counterpart to please come in and give the final color to the session. A request to Gandhi ma'am to please come in. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So actually it was great taking part in this session. Before I comment on that, I would like to invite one of our delegates who will be participating in the conference in New Delhi. Would like to listen to her first, and then I'll comment on that. Miss Sujani Shivashankar. Miss, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Yes, miss. Go ahead.
I'm unable to on my video right now. Hope that's fine with you all. I'm sorry about that.
No problem.
First, I want to thank Dr. Kalam International Foundation and International Association for Quality Education for opening such a wonderful platform for all the teachers to share their lesson plans. I was amazed today by their work. It's really amazing to see how the kindergarten teachers, how they involve in such a small lesson like smell and how it has become such a wonderful experience for teachers and students. That will be really interactive. Children will love the lesson, and also the other lesson about the light. It's really interactive and really wonderful. Children will love to engage in such activities. All two lessons were really interesting and interactive. As we all are preparing children for the 21st century skills, these lesson plans helps them to achieve their collaboration, communication, critical thinking, and creativity. Such a wonderful job, both of you. I was really happy to be here today. So definitely these lessons will help the holistic development of our little ones. Thank you all. Thank you. And I wish you all the very best in your future education plans as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Sujani. So she is one of our delegates who will be participating for the conference. So actually, even me, I was so thankful for the DKIF. So organizing such wonderful topics for us, and the jury members, you all are awesome. Commenting on each lesson, you all are adding up a lot of ideas for their lesson plan. Now, normally teachers, they put a lot of efforts and make a lesson plan, but still, as teachers, when you all comment on it, actually we learn that there is something more for us to add on. So that was so great to hear, Ashmi ma'am and Prerna ma'am. Thank you for your comments too. I was so thankful to Mr. Vikas, and also the teacher from UAE, I hope. So I am also a UAE, kindergarten preschool teacher. So it was so helpful. The way you carried out your lesson plan was so, it was giving us a lot of ideas to plan our lessons too. Highly thankful. Also, Vikas sir, we learned physics. We learned some physics today. So actually thankful to you also. And ma'am Sweta, ma'am, every day the way you carry out your sessions is something great. So the session went on very well. Actually, I was not in touch for last 1 week. I feel really bad, but I'm thankful that we have everything on YouTube. So again and again, we have time to watch. So even my teachers and also the South Asian teachers, I invite all of you to watch our YouTube channel so that you could get a lot of ideas, because those are the topics now. Actually, DKIF, Sudhakar sir is planning a lot of topics which is really useful for the teachers. So it was really great, and day by day we add on something on our knowledge. So I invite all of you to go through our YouTube channel so that you have something to add on behalf of our future generation. And it's my time to invite you all for the conference in New Delhi, which is to be held on May 26th to 31st. So we'll be waiting to meet you all. Please register yourself soon so that we could have much more academic trainings. Thank you to you all. So let's wind up the session for the day. Good night to you all.